Hey, this is Dovaz here. We're here to learn about skills and tripods and how they work in depth. So, if you hit the K button, you can go into your skills menu, or you can go via your character button here. It's much easier just to hit K. You'll get used to it. Now, we have multiple types of skills. If you look at the very top of them here, you can see it says either normal, charge, holding, combo, point. What does that all mean? So your combo type, you can see with shield bash here, if you hit the button multiple times, it's going to do a combo. You can also, oddly enough, just hold the button. So I'm just going to hold it here. You'll see I do it twice. It's the same as if you just tapped it multiple times. Not sure why you can just hold it, but it's fairly easy. I like to tap it because sometimes I don't want to do that second hit, and I need to roll away from the boss. So your holding type here is like shield charge. So you can see it has a bar that the longer you hold it, the further you go, but if you let go at any point, it will break the cast and you'll stop. Now, your charge type, I'm actually just going to modify this real quick here. And modify that. So it's just a basic skill. So your standard holding, what's the word here? Holding special type. I'll just show you. So it's going to have a little bar that you have to let go in, and that's when you get a success, which will do more damage or do a better effect or something during that time. So that's your other type of holding, your non, not like shield charge like this. Then you can have a charge type. So charge stinger, we'll just slap it on here real quick. So charge, you increase a bar a certain number of times for it to do more damage and greater effect. You don't have to let go at a specific time, you just have to let it fully fill up. You can let go early to do less damage, depending on the situation. I'm just going to flip that back off here, back to these skills for demonstration. Oh, it's on cooldown, so we can't swap. So as you're leveling up, you can put your skill points that you gain. So you'll see up here, I have 63 out of 279 remaining. So you can put them into the skill to increase not only the damage of the skill, but you also at level 4 get access to the first tripod. So a tripod is a change to the ability based on playstyle, or based on what content you're fighting, you might want to change these. So for example, this one here changes it to a explosive shot that adds an AoE to this ability. So we're just going to add that on here, and now you can see it's going to shoot out a pellet that then explodes. So it completely changed how the ability works, meaning that you get to change it based on the content or playstyle. So if we level this up now to 7, we gain the second line of tripods. You get to choose one. In my case, I want to change this skill drastically, and this skill has that ability in the tier 2 tripod. So you have, in this case, you can change it to a normal attack where you just hit the button once and it does the ability. Or this one here is really cool. You change it to a charge mode and it gains a charge level. It does a lot more damage. So I'm going to go with that one to show you. So now, when we hold this, it gains a charge level. So it's now a charge ability and does a lot more damage if you charge it up. If you level all the way up to 10, now remember, you only have so many skill points, so you're only going to be able to level up so many skills to 10. Some of them are going to be at, say, 4 or 7. So you got to pick and choose based on what content you're doing and your playstyle. So this last one here, the third tripod for this skill, drastically changes this ability. Not all abilities will drastically change. Sometimes it'll just gain like a huge buff to it, like gaining shield or something like that. But this ability is a great example because focus fire will change it so that I shoot 4 times. So I'm going to charge, it's going to shoot 4 times, then do that explosion from the first tripod. So the other version of it is called rotating barrage. So I tend to use these 3 tripods for bosses because it does a lot of damage. If it's a boss with a lot of defense, I'll use like piercing shot, which changes it to ignore defense. So again, you can kind of cater it to the boss, to the fights, etc. The rotating barrage is great for doing your AoE content, so your like your chaos gates, or when you're just fighting lots and lots of mobs. So this changes the skill to actually shoot all around me. So you can see how this would almost look like a completely different skill if you didn't understand that the tripod system exists. Because it is a different skill. You're doing an AoE versus a single target explosion. So after that there, so we also have on each of these skills, you can see underneath the long set of text that's explaining what it does, you should see weak point level 1, stagger highest, attack type frontal, and super armor paralysis immunity. So the reason I picked this skill is because it has just a little bit of everything, which makes it very easy to show off. So weak point, there are certain bosses in the game where they will have a little target indicator pop up on a body part, usually after you stagger them, and they might have a tail that you can cut off, or there might be they might have super armor, so there's a big turtle that has a bunch of armor on it, and you need to destroy it. So whenever you use weak point damage, it will pop up saying destruction when you hit the enemy. I'm not sure if the training mode actually is able to choose a boss. Can I choose one? No. Just a boss. So I need some of this. Yeah, unfortunately, this isn't going to be a guy with a weak point, so that's not going to work. We can still show off the other things that it does here, though. So, stagger being highest. Enemies at most bosses, some will be immune to this, but they have this purple bar underneath their health. And I hope he quiets down because I just need to explain this. Stop punching me in the face. Anyway, stagger will make them basically fall over. So I'm just going to stagger him real quick. I have a lot of stagger on this class. You can see how that bar is just getting melted by my stagger guys. The last one that staggers a lot is Surge Cannon. So we're just going to make him fall over, or he's going to push me onto the ground. So you're ruining the example, One Hand. So now you see how he's fallen down. He's in a staggered state. He's going to take more damage. His defenses are down, and he's just free for punching in the face. And you can do lots of damage. So this gives you a large amount of time to protect your team from damage, as well as get in damage on an enemy. So the next portion here is the attack type. So when you use an attack, it will pop up if it's an attack type. So in this case, it's a frontal attack. Most of my attacks are frontal on this class. A lot of DPS classes are back attackers, though. So you'll see it will pop up if he would stand in front of me. See how it said frontal attack there? That means you're going to do 20% more damage. You're going to do additional stagger damage. Mainly the 20% additional damage is the big thing. So you want to hit enemies with the attack from the direction that the attack says. So some classes will actually have frontal attacks and back attacks, or no attack type. So the no attack type, you attack from anywhere. Back attacks hit from back, front attacks from front. The counter yes on this ability is referring to special bosses. Are you gonna actually try to kill me here? Like, I'm starting to get hurt. I need to wait for him to use a blue skill. So as soon as he uses a blue skill, if you hit him from the front, so that one there, I missed because I technically hit him from the side because he's a tiny little hitbox. Buddy, stop hurting so much. You're supposed to be a training boss. Can I tell you to stop attacking? Use the blue skill. Come on. Oh god, that's so fast. Okay, well, normally if you actually hit that, he will do a mini stagger, so it's not as long, but it'll stop the attack. That is so fast. I don't like this boss. I'm just gonna kill him real quick while I keep talking. So you stagger him for a shorter amount of time than a normal stagger. So like this is an actual stagger, so it's like staggered for a very long time. 3 damage phase, whereas the mini stagger from countering, it's mostly to stop the attack, because it's usually, on most bosses, it's a very, very annoying attack. You know, I think I should just stab him. Finish train? Alright, I'm just gonna kill you. So, the last portion that I wanted to talk about on a skill is the super armor. So, some skills have super armor, and they have specific immunities during that super armor. So Surge Cannon has paralysis immunity, so it's hard to explain all the different immunities. I'm trying to think if I have anything other. So this one here. So this one has debuff immunity as well as push immunity, and then you have paralysis immunity. So certain enemies will use abilities that paralyze you. Certain ones will do like push you back, launch you, throw you up in the air, or just put a debuff on you. So in this skill's case, it's going to stop you from getting pushed back, and you can't get debuffed, including stuns, etc. Whereas paralysis is usually talking more about stuns and electrocution. And that's pretty much it for your skills and tripods. Ruins, we're not going to worry about today. We're going to come back and have another video on that. So while I continue to bleed out here, cheers.